Hi, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. So, this is a really impromptu. My name is Janet Wright, if you don't know me. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And, oh, good. People can hear me. Thank you very much for putting up with my spontaneity and jumping onto a live stream that was only announced 2 hours in advance. I think the angels are challenging me to just get really comfortable with live streaming. So they're like, guess what? You're doing a live stream today. But this one's just going to be news and Q&A. We'll see how that goes. Thanks to all the hellos. I have hellos from people in the US and the UK as well. So that's super cool. Hi, everybody. So everybody's so cute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the thing is, I just wanted to announce because it's really funny about positive change. We just did the positive change live stream, called the Healing Masterclass last Sunday, and it inspired me for sure. I think it helped me to clear some stuck energy. So I realized what the angels have, I'm sure, known all along, that I should do all the group healings live streamed. So just like the Healing Masterclass was on Sunday, so I should do all the triple healings live streamed as well. So effective immediately, yeah, I'm doing that. That's happening, yeah. It's funny because my husband is kind of presentient, kind of, yeah, really. And he had said, like, I don't know, like a week ago, that that's what I should do. And I was like, no, you're hurting my brain. I don't want to think about that. I just got to get this live stream working because, at the time I was still trying to figure out how to successfully, work a webcam and live stream software at the same time. That was Zen, by the way. You just saw her butt. But anyway, so that's the news. That's the news. It's just that the group healings that I've been doing, I'll still do them, but they're going to be live streamed now too. So you have the option. But I'll still have my little printed list of my participants, and I'll be healing all participants on a spirit level, no matter whether they are awake or asleep or at work or at home or they're watching live or not, doesn't matter. I have my list. I say hi to everyone spiritually. I say hi to their angels, the archangels, and we rock it. I just happen to also explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it on the live stream. But early reports are cool. Like, some people will say that it helps them feel the healing more when they're watching live stream. But so that's pretty fascinating too. I like that. But anyway, so that's the news. So there'll still be two different types of group sessions I do. One is the Healing Masterclass, which is on the third Sunday of every month, and that's an hour at least of healing, plus little sprinkled in archangel messages and a little fun chit chat at the start and the finish. And then the triplet healings, I'm doing, that one starts on the first Friday of each month. So it's coming up pretty soon already. The August 2nd one is like in 10 days, and it's selling pretty fast, particularly since I sent out that email 2 hours ago. I think there's like maybe 24 spots now, last I checked before this live stream. So, like I said before, I just feel bad having to tell people no when it's sold out, but I do have to tell people no when it's sold out. So I don't want to have to tell you no. So don't snooze on getting it. If you feel like, hey, yeah, creativity and manifesting, that's my theme, I got to jump on that one, or, because it's a live stream triplet, or just because of the time it is, that you want it. But anyway, so that's all the news. So And it's explained in more detail on my website. I was busy yesterday putting it all on my website. Oh, and a quick note about my website, the sessions menu, I deleted a lot of redundant pages. So there's only 2 pages on the sessions menu. Of course, the payment page is still there. So you're not, it's not like something wrong, if you only see 2 pages where there used to be like 6 or something. um, Okay, so really that's all the news. So now I'm gonna catch up on the stream, chat a little, and do some Q&A. I wanted to do some Q&A just because the news doesn't take long to say, and it's live stream, so why not, have fun with some questions about spirituality or energy or chakras or aura or grounding or, anything like that. So I don't know. It does look like we have a lot of people, which I'm kind of surprised about at 2 hours notice. You guys are pretty awesome. I thought it would just be me and me. 2 hours notice on a weekday, but never say never. So okay. Anyway. Oh, and again, if you're just joining me, my name is Janet Wright, and I'm a healer, energy healer, reader, and teacher. And my website is janetwrightreadings.com, just like this YouTube channel, but with a .com after, and no spaces. Oh, and we have a watcher from India too, and a lot of US people, UK of course, rocking it. Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, and yeah, that's a good point. One of the text chat people mentioned that you can watch these live streams even if you're not a participant. It's just that I won't be giving you the healing and live. I don't think the archangels will be assisting you just because they're focused on the participants, the paying participants. But when you listen later as a walkthrough too, the archangel, they're totally open to helping you, like in the parts of the healing masterclass, there's this one part where one of the archangels, I think it was Jophiel, she helps you call back all your unique life force that maybe you gave away, and mostly by giving you a pep talk, like, yeah, take it back, you need it, and then she helps you bring in positive change energy. And so if you're listening, a week later or a day later on a video, you can say, hey, Archangel Jophiel, can you help me with that again? They don't mind. But yeah, so long story short, if you're a paying participant, you get the healing from me and the Archangel's live. But if you're not a participant, you can still watch live and heal yourself as you watch, or just for fun watch, All right, cool. Yeah, cat cameo. Yeah, we have, of course, 4 cats and 3 dogs watching. Abel's trying to get comfy. He's a little fussy. One of our dogs. Pillows have to be just right. Okay, so I'm gonna get my reading glasses I have like 3 different pairs of reading glasses here. Let's see, these ones are cute. Right, and they're not clean. I'm a little too lazy about cleaning my glasses sometimes. Looking forward to watching the live stream. Yeah, you can follow along and heal yourself. That's true if you're not a participant. Will the triplets still be on 3 separate days? Yes. So the difference with the triplets now, I love this little, I was like, what the hell? The heck? Yeah, the only difference, the triplet healings will still be Friday, 3 healings, Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday. It's just that they'll be at a set time, because I figure that's only fair. If I'm doing live stream, I want to give people a chance to, set aside part of their day and watch the live stream. So I can't just do it on random times in the day like I used to, the triplet healing. So that's the difference, that now when you're going to get your triplet healings on Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday, it's going to be, at that live stream time, which is, for UK it's 6 p.m, for Central Europe it's 7 p.m, for the US it's 10 a.m. for me on the West Coast, noon for the Midwesterners, and then East Coast 1 p.m. So, and that's all on my website too, as of yesterday, as of last night. But yeah, so there's only one time for everybody to have to remember because I didn't want to blow everybody's mind like, oh my God, when is the healing masterclass at? When are the triple healings at? I want to do the live stream. So it's always at the same time. Even today's live stream, I made it at the same time, even though it's a scooch early for me. I'm gonna have a nice big elaborate breakfast after this. But I just wanted to be consistent and easy to remember. So hope that answers your question. So I'm gonna check my email because I don't know if I got. I think I hope I don't wreck the picture if I check my email. I don't really know how this works. Let's see, because I you can go ahead and text chat if you have a question. Oh, okay, I did get a question. That's nice. Okay, so I have like two questions. That's nice. Okay, good. I'm not messing up the live stream by checking my email at the same time. Okay, so I have one question. How do I break old patterns? I want to stop the old operating system, is from one of my clients. How do I break old patterns? So I have a video for that. It's called like repeating patterns is in the title. So if you search YouTube for Janet Wright repeating patterns, I don't want to do it right now because I don't know, that might mess up my live stream. But yeah, Janet Wright repeating patterns. It has this image of like a circle of arrows like following each other. But yeah, there's a video. But also, I would say that positive change live stream from Sunday is nice. It's long though, but do other stuff at the same time. Fold your laundry, unload your dishwasher, feed your cats, have your breakfast, whatever. I did that yesterday. I listened to the whole live stream while I did all that stuff, and it was a really good start to the day. So I recommend it personally. All right, so that's how you stop old patterns. Because old patterns is what it is it's like stuck energy in you, and it just triggers all the time, and that triggered energy makes you feel certain ways and act certain ways. So you have to clear that stuck energy that holds you in the pattern. And that stuck energy can be in chakras, it can be in your aura, it can be in your grounding. So a video like that, clear repeating patterns one is good. But really you could use any of my videos, like the stacking and clearing type ones or the blanket exercise video. Stacking and clearing is just a technique to clear energy blocks. So it'll have stacking, clearing in the title. So if you search Janet Wright stacking, STACKING, you'll find a ton of them. And they're just, it's just a video for clearing energy blocks. I have a ton of them. And you just use your intention to say, okay, well, I want to clear the energy blocks that keep me in these patterns, my negative patterns. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and let's see. Somebody else had emailed me a question. I don't see any text chat questions, so you could text chat me or email me. I'm checking email right now. But keep it brief. Like I can't read paragraphs and paragraphs, please. Like this one woman, she just emailed me a lot, so hopefully I can pick it out from her email. Angels and intuition. She knows to clear the fifth chakra and aura layer. Yeah, because they do have that video that has fifth chakra, fifth aura layer in the title. Number 5, fifth chakra, fifth aura layer in the title. But sometimes I get confused if I'm hearing angels or my own intuition or my spirit guide. Will you share some of your ideas, experience in general? I just love hearing your stories. She's cute. Okay, hearing angels. I mean, the thing is, most people that, you're meditating, you're trying to get more present, you're working your grounding, you're working getting in more and more chakras. you're going to start hearing your angels, but you won't know probably at first that, oh, that's one of my angels saying hi, and saying their viewpoint. You'll think it's a thought of yours, but then you might have like two other contrasting thoughts. And so it'll just be this array of thoughts, and one of them is really evolved and really healthy, and the other two maybe, to varying degrees. So the other two are most likely just your thoughts. And then the one that's like kind of visionary, healthy-ish, that's you're actually hearing your angel, but you're not experienced enough yet with in using your intuition and your hearing at the same time and being like, oh, okay, that's one of my archangels. That's one of my personal angels. Everybody has personal angels. Like one of my clients, she said, I call them my guides. I think, she's like, I believe in angels, but I call the spirits that advise me guides. And, potato, potato, I think that's fine. I think that with that client, the thing is, okay, angels is a specific term, and it means spirits that are purely altruistic. So they never have any self-interest in it. And they're just looking out for your best interests, your highest good, your wellness. They don't take lifetimes. They're just more evolved than that. They're not like human being spirits like you and me, where we have all these lifetimes to learn and grow. They just already know a lot of stuff already, so it's not a thing for them. And so those are angels, and they're super respectful. So they're not going to like hang out in your energy field. They're not going to take your energy. They're not going to cord you and play little weird games with you. They just stand outside your aura and they advise you, right? So those are angels. And the angels I tend to talk about are people's personal angels, and they're assigned to you in heaven before your life starts as part of your life planning. Where you plan with specialized angels, who are good at thinking all this out, like what you need to learn, and maybe some good friends that you could meet up with again in this life, and yada yada. And so as part of that, they assign certain angels to you, and they're really angels. Like people confuse it with, oh, my grandma is my angel. No, your grandma may be awesome, but you actually have personal angels that are angels. So anyway, they're matched up then in heaven before the life starts. So then you have the same angels your whole life. And for people that are the spiritual age of my clients, it'll be like 3 or 4 angels. A lot of times 3, but sometimes if you have like a special job where maybe you interact with the public a lot, maybe you'll get a 4th one just to help you with that. And then there's a spirit guide also that you are matched up with at the same time, pre-life planning stage in heaven. And the spirit guide is a human being spirit. So like you and me, but they're in between lifetimes. So they volunteer for extra credit, like good karma, to be somebody's spirit guide. And they're matched up with you by, these specialized angels who can kind of look at all that and figure it all out, who'd be best for whom. And so it's not like your old buddy from a different life. It's some human being spirit you generally didn't know before. That is just, they know what they know makes them a good guide, and their personality makes them a good companion for you in this particular life that you're having. So there's the spirit guide, like I said, and then 3 or 4 personal angels, right? So that's kind of your team. And then there are archangels too, but the archangels, like Archangel Jophiel, that's one archangel, and she helps a ton of people. But, I figure it's such a precious thing to work with your own personal angels, because they were picked out to specifically help you throughout the life. So, working with both is cool. But, when I say angels, a lot of times I'm talking about your personal angels. So anyway, that client, when she was like, why work with my guides? I call them guides. I don't call them angels. My only concern as a healer that works with her is, is who she's calling her advisors, are they real angels? Because sometimes people can get mixed up with spirits that are not angels, that kind of fake it and they act, they put on a robe and they act all mysterious and, pompous, and people assume, oh, that's an angel. Oh, okay. But meanwhile, that spirit is like courting them and doing funny business, that they don't notice. And that spirit may be advising them in ways that maybe reinforce their feelings of victimization or reinforce their holding grudges on a subconscious level. So, it doesn't matter what you call them, but the point is, if they're real angels, they're altruistic, they don't play any games like that, they're very respectful. So earlier, that client had actually had some of those fake angels in the mix, and I helped her spirit clear those. So she only has real angels now helping her. You can, if you wonder, like, well, what about me? Just you can imagine lined up all your guides, and if any aren't real angels, just ask your real angels to get rid of them. Just be like, and you don't have to be able to see to do that. You don't have to be able to have any real discernment. You can just say with your mind, angels, because your personal angels will answer to angels. So you just say, angels, can you please sort out for me all the spirits that are currently my guides? I only want angels guiding me, and maybe some heaven friends that are angel approved. So if I have any spirits that are fake angels that are tricking me or taking my energy, can you please get rid of those for me permanently? So it's like cleaning house, So, so I don't know. That's a long answer. All right, so I'm looking for some quicker and easier questions. She asked about kombucha. She said sometimes she thinks angels don't like people that drink alcohol. So what about kombucha? I mean, kombucha is such a low level of alcohol. I don't think any angel cares about, is against kombucha. Um, plenty of my clients do drink, but I would just say angels usually aren't big fans of drinking, just because it pops you out of your body. And not like in some sort of mellow Zen out of body meditation type way, but more like, a numbing, dulling out effect where there's like this barrier of alcohol energy in between you and your body. And that's not so safe, particularly if you're in a public place. Your body can just absorb energy from other people, and technically, like, biologically, it's a depressant, and your liver has to, get to work right away, or your kidneys and I forget which, I know your liver, but I think your liver and your kidneys, hurry up. And, as soon as you're drinking it, your organs are trying to filter it out from your bloodstream because it's a toxin, like literally. So, I would say use in moderation and use your judgment, because and plus it's addictive, of course, there's that too. So, um, but it's up to you. I mean, there's no rules. This isn't like a cult where I hate you if you drink alcohol, I mean, you can, do what you do, and, don't hide it from me. I mean, because my husband drinks alcohol. Actually, he has to drink apple apple ales or something. They're like ciders that he can drink because he can't have wheat, because wheat, is an inflammatory, and so some people can't have it, like both me and my husband. So he can't have beer anymore because it was messing with all his joints and giving him joint pain. So he can't have hops. I think too it had to do with sleep apnea. It was making his sleep apnea bad. But he has cider. So he has alcohol, and I'm not like sitting there going, really? I mean, he can handle it. It's, he only does it a certain amount, and it's just, that's his thing. Some people smoke a little pot, some people, whatever. It's not, for me, I don't smoke pot, just because my job is tripped out enough as it is. So, I need to be as sober as possible to help balance that out. So there's that. I don't know. I'm not getting any text chats whatsoever, but I am live, so maybe nobody has any more questions. Say hi, maybe. Just say hi if you're still listening. Oh, 19 are watching. How about that? But yeah, if you have, I could take like one more question. Any question about angels or chakras or aura or energy healing or just about me personally, whatever. And then we'll wrap up so it's not super long. So I can have breakfast. I mean, I had some protein already, but anyway, let's see. In the meantime, oh, I should say, everybody's spirit guide, they help you out too. Angels and the spirit guide. Usually I just say angels, but I mean angels and spirit guide because your personal angels and your spirit guide are trying to advise you all the time and they work together. So I don't really differentiate much between them, when I'm talking. I can read people's names for their angels and their spirit guide in an individual session if you specify that that's what you want. But you could also use your intuition, and maybe if you're, getting better at your intuition and just write down some names that you think for your angels. Because angels aren't so choosy. Like usually if I am reading angel names for somebody, like angel number one, they'll give like a whole list of like 6 names that they think would be kind of fun, that they think the person might like, and then you just pick from that list. So it's not like, like with me, if you just made up a name for me, I'd probably be kind of picky about it. But angels don't have that sort of ego thing. So if you just set up with them that, like, for example, you could call them the names of colors or the names of fruit, I mean, they're not super proud. They wouldn't, if you called one of your angels banana, she or he would probably be amused. She wouldn't be offended or anything. Here I am with bananas again. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting any chats, even though I know people are watching. So I might just pick one question telepathically and then wrap it up. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, yeah, I can't see your chat. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I got it back now. There have been like 5 billion questions posted. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay. One person asked, do you think you can have the same settings for the Inspire classes in the individual level? Oh, I see. Inspire sessions. For me, I learned a lot by watching you. Oh, I see. So do I want to do the individual Inspire sessions as live streams? The problem with that is, people are all over the world. I don't know when you're available, and that's kind of a drag for me to like try to coordinate all that, because I'd rather just listen to the angels and be like, you know what, she really needs it now. And then that's who I do the session for, of like the list of Inspire session people that have paid for this month. I like it being pure angel choice and angel timing. So at least for now, I would say no. Yeah, the individual sessions aren't going to be live streamed. But, a lot of people do both, group sessions and individual sessions. So I guess that's another reason to do both if you want. But yeah, so yeah, that's a no on the live stream for the individual sessions. Um, how would you keep beings from, how do you keep beings from constantly getting into your energy space? Also, would inner emptiness contribute to this? Thanks. Um, how would I keep beings from constantly getting into my energy space? I mean, some beings do get in, but I mean, if you get to be so present that one little stupid being in some layer of your aura is, not doing much. It's not so much about the beings, it's about how much are you here. And if you're here, you're where it's at. You're large and in charge. So yeah, like right now, in my first layer, I have 7 different beings. So yeah, I'm gonna ask my angels to remove all 7 of those right now. But was I fine before? So now they're out. But was I fine before with those 7 beings in my first layer? Yeah, I was fine because I'm that present that it's like I'm here. So that's the point. Just yeah, it's nice to know how to get beings out of your way. You just intuitively spot some maybe, and then ask your angels to recycle them for you, stuff like that. And like that. All the different techniques end up helping. When you have your aura and it's whole and repaired, that helps a lot. A lot of newbies, they haven't gotten that yet, and so they don't understand, and their aura is like this big gaping, ripped up thing, and of course that's like an open house. But if you got your aura repaired, you got your buffer zones nice and new and flowing, and you have your non-resistance zone, all sparkly. And I mean, there are different techniques that help. Each thing helps a little more, but the point is just show up. The more you show up and you journal and just have a good life. Like try to think, what do I love? What brings me joy? And the more you do that brings you joy, the more you're here. And when you're here, then 1 or 2 beings isn't really gonna rain on your parade. It's not that serious. Right now my 7th chakra, there's no beings in my 7th chakra because it's repaired, and there are all those little chakra flaps are all closed because the flaps of my creative ring are closed. That's a reference to a video. Well, it's not a reference to a video, but that technique is in a video. I think it's called like auto close all chakra flaps, blah, 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 blah. It's a really long video title. Auto close or auto seal, something like that. All chakra flaps. If you search Janet Wright chakra flaps, you'll see it. But anyway, because of that, it's pretty hard for being to cord one of my chakras. So I mean, if they can't get energy, they're not gonna. I don't know. Bottom line, just have a life that you love, because you can really get lost in all this, like, oh my God, there's a being, and I almost wish I never had to tell people about beings, because people tend to, it's a little weird, and so people, I think, get the emphasis backwards, and they forget about just know your own mind, journal each day, do some videos, figure out what you love and try to put it in your day every day, even if it's, a quick song that you play on your way to work or something, Anyway, long answer. Yeah, India in the house. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm liking that this time of day is still bad for South Korea and Australia, but oh well. Sorry guys, I do love you though. But this time is okay for everybody else, it seems like. Can you clear physical places? Yeah. Like, I'll get to the second part of that question in a sec. But yeah, you can definitely clear physical places. One example I do, if I'm out and about, like, and say I'm about to go into a public restroom, like, at a restaurant or somewhere, as I'm going in, I'll ask my angels, please clean this out, because public restrooms, you know, they're they don't have great energy. And so your angels are fine with doing a quick clean out, before you use the bathroom, or as you're going in. So that's one, you could always easily do. And you're not sitting there like doing everything, right, in this public restroom. You just say, angels, please clean this out, or just in your mind, you say angels and they know what you're talking about, Um, but anyway, so the second part of that question, such as clear the negative energy from my room. Okay, so if you live in a house with other people and you share in the rent and you're an adult, then you can clear the house. I mean, I have a guided meditation that's free on my website. It's called Home Energy Clearing version 2, because because I re-edited it years ago. But anyway, Home Energy Clearing. It's on the free meditations menu, page 3 of 3. Free meditations menu of my website, janetwrightreadings.com. Page 3 of 3, called Home Energy Clearing version 2. And it's only 15 minutes, but it's a real clean out of your house. And, if you co-rent or co-own the living space with somebody else, you can ask, ideally you ask them as well, just telepathically, is it okay? I'm going to clean out the house right now. And if you ask telepathically, you're talking to a more evolved part of their spirit. So, you may have to explain it for like a second and say, well, I think it's going to help both of us sleep better and both of us focus better and both of us just feel more at home in our own home. And the person will be like, yeah, sure. Why didn't you already do that? So it should be pretty easy to get to have somebody that you live with agree, and if you live with your kids, you don't have to ask their permission, because you're in charge of the space anyway. But anyway, so yeah, you can clear the energy of a room. Saging, on a related topic, can work too. I would say not as well though, but some people have past lives using sage, and so that activates sort of a part of your soul and your memory about how to clear a space using sage. So if you're drawn to burning sage to clear the energy of a space, that's fine. But it might not be as thorough as using a recording like that, the home energy clearing one. So you could do one or both. Somebody says they're totally fangirling out. That's adorable. Yeah, I fangirl out. It's funny. Somebody that I fangirl out about is Rachel Maddow. MSNBC. She has this show, Rachel Maddow. It's like a news broadcast 5 nights a week. And I fangirl out for her because she's in all her chakras. Rachel Maddow, as she reports the news, is in all her chakras, which is not that common, I'll tell you that. So, and her stuff is so thorough. Like, it's just she digs up all this real interesting stuff that regular news just sort of totally glosses over or gives a small misleading account of or something, and so I feel like if I just listen to her thing in the evening, I can ignore all political news other than that, so I kind of fangirl out because of that she's in all her chakras and she's passionate about what she does, and she's, she obviously has a really good investigative staff that works with her. So that's how I kind of learned about, like, oh, this is what some clients feel about me. I mean, it's not like Rachel Maddow is changing my life or anything, so maybe it's not as big a deal, but anyway, so I know a little bit about the fangirl experience because I'm always excited to watch Rachel. Can you say an energy shielding prayer? I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I feel like I don't know exactly what an energy shielding prayer is, so I'm not sure what to say about it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it wouldn't be a substitute for, fixing your aura, like aura repair and gold energy aura buffer zones. So if you don't know that video, gold energy aura buffer zones, you could do that video. And then, once you learn that, then like a daily minimum after that could be that aura repair unblock grounding video. That's only 10 minutes. Aura repair unblock grounding. So you could search Janet Wright aura repair unblock grounding to find it. But if you want, under either of those videos later after you learn those techniques, because I think there's no substitute for learning those, but you could write, you know, as a comment, as a posted comment, what your energy shielding prayer is, and I could, you know, take a look at what it is. Because there are some things that could be counterproductive, and there are some things that could be totally fine and helpful or harmless or whatever. I don't know until I hear it. So you could post that under one of the videos. So we might have also been guides between our lives. Yeah. So you as a human being spirit, you could be someone else's spirit guide. You just have to devote a chunk of time in heaven, you know, in between lives for that, because you know you're the spirit guide of that person for their whole life. So, you know, maybe that person's only going to live 20 years, or maybe they're going to live 80 years. But that would be known in the heaven planning stage, so you know what kind of commitment you're in for. So there's that. So yes, you may have been somebody else's spirit guide in between your lifetime. Are you tempted to help individual worldly people like politicians, or is that intrusive, disrespectful? I mean, I did give Donald Trump a healing one time. Oh, this is Bambi, by the way. Bambi. Here, look over here, Bambi. Look at the camera. Oh, well, it's pointless. Anyway, I did give Donald Trump a healing and a clean out. I mean, he agreed to it, though. I would never give anybody a healing, famous or non-famous, without their telepathic consent and without the angel saying, yeah, this is a good idea for you to do. So I have done that. I don't recommend that for anybody who's not at my level, because, you know, there are a lot of big planetary control beings that go through him. He's more of like a puppet than anything. You know, so there's some serious energies using him to make negative energy shifts in the world. But anyway, I helped him get a clean out. But it's kind of pointless, though, in a way. You know, I mean, he agreed to it and everything. And, you know, the day after, there was a little bit of a shift, maybe, in a policy decision. But it didn't last, and it didn't matter, because he's a willing participant in all that stuff, you know, like, so, you know, consciously. So he just keeps, you know, channeling and stuff. So it was pretty pointless, I guess. So yeah, but no, other than that, no. I like in-person clients, you know, because a lot of people on a spirit level would be like, yeah, sure, give me a healing. But you have limited, you know, it's more engaging for me to work with people, whether they're famous or not, that are conscious of it, you know, so they can do a video and learn it on their own. And, you know, because otherwise it's easy, it's harder for it to have a lasting effect if there's no conscious learning involved. Although the triplet healing people, you know, or like a group healing person who's telepathic, they can change a lot, but it usually, you know, they have to do sessions over time. You know, it's not like one session changes their life if they're a telepathic participant. So yeah, so no, I'm pretty much done giving Trump healings. I mean, unless the angels say one day, yeah, do it, but it doesn't look like it. It's kind of pointless. Like today, he's in no chakras at all. He's like full puppet. You know? So there's that. Hi. Yep, everybody's saying hi. Can you talk about communication? I have no idea what that means. Still here, hi. Self-sabotage. Yeah. Self-sabotage. Well, like self-sabotage, an example of self-sabotage sometimes is drinking. and alcohol is addictive. So it takes time to work through that, I do have a triplet set that I did that you could use. You could just find the playlist if you go to my YouTube channel and the playlist tab and look at the different themes. There's one about clear compulsive behaviors or unwanted behaviors, something like that. And so if you have alcoholism as a repetitive behavior, or maybe you don't think it's alcoholism, but you just drink too much once a week or something, that's technically a compulsive behavior. Or if you drink too much caffeine, or if you just work too hard, or whatever, or you have too much comfort eating, that clear compulsive behaviors triplet set. You could work the videos in that, because basically there could be past life energy blocks. There could be ones in your mind. So that triplet set has an assortment of videos to address it. Somebody says, you told me once my angels have cultural vibes, French, Japanese. Why is that if they're not humans? I don't know, just for fun. I mean, angels can have fun too. I think the reason they showed that is just, someone's making a reference probably to it could have been an Inspire session, an individual Inspire session, but maybe because that person's been a client for a long time, so maybe it was a phone session back in the day, back a million years ago when I did phone sessions. But angels will just show personas that they feel like are memorable for you, or ones that they particularly like. Like angels, they don't have ego, they're not arrogant, but they still have likes and preferences. So, as a spirit, you can have likes and preferences. It's not just humans that have likes and preferences. You rock, yay! What does being here actually mean, and how do we get really here and present? Which techniques? Yeah, any of the above, all of the above. Being here, it's being in all your chakras, all your physical body chakras, which takes time, But, I guess through intention, you could work it too, just feel like, I really want to show up today. I really want to be present today. Like you don't have to know everything all at once, because it's a journey. It's an incremental journey with baby steps. So intention does help. But yeah, any of my videos, that particular poster, you're usually in 7 through 3 or 7 through 2. So that means you're usually these days present in 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Like, say that's your average day, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So just do that. Get present in second and first chakra video. Get present in second and first chakra is in the title. And so that one would be a nice one to work over time to get in these two, because maybe you're in your second chakra, but not usually in your first chakra on an average day. So these two are the ones you need to work on more. But, that's over and above that whole daily minimum thing. But like I said, if you're a client that you don't want to meditate every day, it would be nice if you could, I think it would be helpful if you could do at least that 10-minute or repair unblock grounding. I think that would impact your quality of life for sure in a good way that you would like. But if you feel like you're just not there yet with your discipline, I still love you, and you can maybe just be like, hey, I'm going to let my angels help me today, and I do want to keep moving forward. I want to make the most of today, any of that kind of stuff. It does make a difference. Yeah, you guys are cute. You're trying to answer everybody else's questions. She knows the answers, kind of. It's just, I guess it's nice to hear it again. The home energy clearing, yeah, recording is effective. Yes. That's on my website, guys. Home energy clearing on my website. Free meditations menu, page 3 of 3. Are we exploring life or are we evolving? If we are evolving, this is Bambi again. Do we know why, what for? Exploring life and evolving, I mean, I don't see why that's an either or. Why can't it be both? You know? Bambi's 13, by the way. 13 human years. Are we evolving? Are we? Yeah, I'm getting lost in that one. I mean, it can be both. Evolving just means like learning and that you're more today than you were yesterday. You're open to learning, and being, exploring and adventuring gives you life experience, which helps you evolve. So it's like, it's two sides of the same coin. It's not either or. Do we know why, what for? Like why we're here? I mean, I think, the archangels talk about this a lot in those, here's a plug, in the Metatron monthly energy healing forecast recordings, which are $15 on my website. It's not too late to get the July one, which is true, actually. I mean, there's a lot of advice in it, and it is specifically for the 15th of July onward, that one. Usually it's advice that is good for the whole month, but that one, they're like, well, there's going to be this shift. Oh, from the 11th of July onward is a different shift of energy. But anyway, so the archangels talk a lot in those monthly recordings about how you don't have to know specifically why you're here. You don't have to specifically know your life purpose, because you can do it on an intention level, which orients you, even if your consciousness doesn't know yet. Okay, well, for me in this life, maybe, learning how to value myself is part of what I need to learn, if you don't have clarity on parts, little things that you need to focus on, just be like, well, hey, I want to be true to my purpose. Like just like that. I want to be true to my purpose, or I'm going to angels help me move forward on my spiritual path today. Intentions like that are going to get you moving in the right direction. They're going to get you cooperating with your angels. So you will be evolving. You will be going forward, even if you don't know, which is more important, confidence or compassion today, or whatever. And I think too, I don't know, some people really do boil it down to like a one-word thing, like I'm here for blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, I think probably in a life, it's more like a soup of a bunch of things that you're learning, so I think being more focused on right now, what do I need to work on, is probably what is more necessary, and then, if you journal, if you do some videos, it'll help you to kind of get more of an inner sense. Like that fifth chakra 5, throat chakra, has to do with inner voice and hearing your angels and communication, but also listening to your inner voice and intuition. So that could be a nice video if you feel like you don't know yourself, you don't know your own thoughts. My dad is going into, I'm reading a comment. This isn't me personally. Someone says, my dad is going into surgery this week. Is flower healing the best way to send him healing energy to prep for surgery? On a spirit level, he's already prepped. His angels have already prepped him. So you really don't need to do anything. He's already working with his angels. But if you didn't know he was already working with his angels, then yeah, any of the flower healing videos would be nice. Well, not any of them, because most of them are just flower healing for yourself. But there are 2 specific ones that do flower healing for other people. And those would be, one of them has flower healing others in the title. That's the earlier one. And then there's one called Resolving Conflict and Boundary Issues. Resolving conflict and boundary issues. And people might think, oh, well, I don't have conflict with my dad. We get along great. So why would I do that video for him? But the thing is, that video is good even for friends because it describes all these wonderful sort of gentle, awakening, empowering things that you can do for someone. So it could be a good video to do even for somebody that you get along with that you want to help. So it wouldn't hurt to do either of those two flower healing videos for your dad. I mean, that could be a nice thing to do. But it's not necessary because I can see him and he's all set. He's giving me a little thumbs up. How you look so young, is there any secret? Yeah. Yeah, because I'm knocking on 50, which, you know, is still young in the big scheme of things, I guess. Well, it depends on how long your life is going to be each time. But yeah, I have a friend who's now in heaven, but when he was living and we were friends, he was like 80 and 81, and he used to tell me, "You're such a baby." But yeah, I'm currently 49, and meditation, I think, and good lighting. But yeah, if you meditate, the more present you are, then you release the stress that your body is holding on to, and so then there's less visible effects of aging. Also, you know, how I eat has an impact. You know, the fact that I don't drink alcohol, I'm sure has a good effect on that too. And again, I don't drink alcohol like I mentioned earlier in this. Well, because in my genetic history, genetic family members, there is alcoholism. So that's some dangerous stuff. So I don't want to mess with that. So, because there is some, I guess, there is some sort of genetic propensity to addiction. And that is definitely in my genetic, you know, ancestors in this life. So that's a big part of why I don't drink alcohol. I mean, if I have some, it'll be like 2 sips. But also too, because the more you meditate, you're very sensitive to alcohol and you like really feel it. So I could get a little buzz from like 2 sips of wine. You know? And more than a little buzz, I wouldn't want, because it would start to numb me out between me and my physical body, which would, you know, counteract all the good meditations that I do. So there would be really no point for that. What can we expect when all chakras are cleared out? What is our potential? Does that give us more potential? Yeah. I mean, I would say expectations suck. So try not to have an expectation, you know, because expectations are kind of rigid. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do a personal example, okay? So, like I said, I'm 49, right? So when I was in college, I did meditate. I mean, I just, you know, kind of taught myself, you know, and I would do these little meditations before I went to the cafeteria for dinner each night. Because I was just so happy to be away at college, and I was like so grateful. And and it was a chance to interact with all these friends I had at the cafeteria at dinner. So I just wanted to make the most of that. And, you know, I don't know what, I didn't overthink it, but I did meditate. So that was like once a day, these little meditations that I did in college. But, you know, looking back in college and then early 20s, I was kind of spacey, you know, even though I was learning meditation, because I think my childhood was, you know, challenging, let's say. So it takes a while to clean that stuff out, you know. Plus I had okay techniques that I was using, but they're not like at the level of techniques that I teach today at all. So I didn't know about aura repair, and that's huge. Like if you don't know about aura repair, you're like missing something really huge and effective. So I didn't know about aura repair. Of course, I didn't know about gold buffer zones. I didn't know about a lot of things. But anyway, so I was kind of spacey, you know, and I you know, my emotions were kind of imbalanced, you know, and I didn't know that I was hypoglycemic. I'm hypoglycemic, so I have to have very regular protein. And I can't just, you know, have a bunch of carbs with no protein at the same time. Otherwise my sugar will crash, and then I could have a crying fit, you know. So in my early 20s, I had some crying fits because I had no idea, that I have blood sugar issues, like physically in my body. So, there was a lot going on. But, the more I got present, for me personally, much more confident. I got much more confident. I was still pretty bold though back then. Like in my decisions and my choices. But some of them were definitely not angel approved. I mean, because when you're less present, you can't hear your angels so much. And I didn't really know a lot about angels back then. So, like, my dating choices were incredibly unhealthy throughout my 20s, pretty much. I mean, not incredibly unhealthy in my late 20s, but, Anyway, so you get more confident, you get more level-headed, you get more healthy in your thoughts because you clean out, the mental garbage and the emotional instability. And so you can get on with the business of your life a lot easier the more present you get. And your happiness doesn't come and go, like I think before when I wasn't so present, I would more work on this sort of out of body euphoria where you're like really excited about something, but then like you can just hit a wall one day, because it's an out of body excitement. And when you're out of your body, you don't have really good boundaries. So someone could dump a bunch of energy on you and all of a sudden your mood goes, yeah. So now that I've been on all my chakras for a while, like every day, it would actually one time you could yeah, if you go on my YouTube channel, the personal one, there are only like 2 videos on it right now. Janet's Pineapple Time is the name of the channel. There's a link on my homepage for it at the bottom, Janet's Pineapple Time. But you can see my husband made this video of our cross-country trip where we moved cross-country from Chicago to Olympia, Washington in 2016. Anyway, so it was obviously a very big deal and kind of stressful. So you can, in that video, I'm not always in all my chakras. So you could say, oh, that's what she looks like if she's not in all her chakras. Can you read animals like pets? How are they different from us? Yeah, I can read animals. I mean, animals are telepathic, they speak with the energy of the mind, just like people. So once you work your telepathy more and more, then you can hear your animals talk. But animals are pretty straightforward compared to people. They're just like, yeah, feed me. I mean, you could do energy healing. I have an energy healing where I heal my cat on video, so you could look that up. If you look up Janet Wright, maybe cat healing, maybe you'd see it, or dog healing, something like that. How are animals different from us? Yeah, they're just less screwed up. A lot less screwed up. Is my cat Scarly mates with Hanley? Or does he feel threatened? Is he disappointed? Oh, come on, use your own intuition on that. You can do it, girl. I'm not gonna do a cat reading alone. Yeah, no, you can do it, girl. I swear. You're up for it. How would you read your animals? Just imagine, okay, this is a blob for my dog, Is my dog happy? I mean, I think reading people I have a lot of videos on reading people, like I have those videos from maybe a year ago. I did a triplet set for reading others and then reading yourself. So you can find those in the playlist tab of my website, of my YouTube channel. And so you can practice getting good at reading others, which includes animals, with those videos. Somebody, I'm going back to some older ones. Can we, do we each have specific chakras that we work through for our life purpose? So we should be in them all, but work mainly with two or something. Well, yeah, you could look at. I mean, maybe you did already see it, but it might be interesting to rewatch it for you. There's a 3 video series that I did on um, spiritual age. So if you go to my playlist tab of this YouTube channel, Janet Wright Readings, and there's a 3 video set called Spiritual Age. And it was done maybe 2 years ago, so you might have to scroll down to find it. But it's a 3 video set on spiritual age, and it talks about how people progress through different chakra levels over lifetimes. So maybe in their first 10 lifetimes, they're working on their 7th chakra and figuring that out, figuring out, basic proficiency in the top chakra in the top of their head. So then, 6th chakra, you might have, 8 to 10 more lives figuring out the basics on that. And then 8 to 10 more lives figuring out the basics of your 5th chakra, 4th chakra, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So my clients are and I say this in the videos, my clients will typically be like, the youngest they'll be is like late 3rd chakra beings. So they will have had, 10 lives, 10 lives, 10 lives, 10 lives, and probably 10 lives. And the very earliest, they'll be late 3rd chakra, so like just completing basic proficiency on the 3rd, and then they'll be maybe 2nd chakra beings or 1st chakra beings. So if you're a 2nd chakra being, then yeah, ideally you want to be in all chakras. But if you focus extra on a chakra, it could be the 2nd chakra and the 2nd layer for emotions, sensuality, sexuality. If you're a 1st chakra being, then you do want to be in all chakras. But if you extra focus on one, it could be 1st chakra, 1st layer. 1st chakra at the base of the spine. 1st layer is the closest one to the body. So that's courage, safety, and abundance. But when in doubt, just work on being in all chakras for starters. Any older soul can be in all chakras, can work on getting to a point where they can be in all chakras all day, every day. A younger soul, it depends. A younger soul could be in all chakras every day if they were doing what they loved. That could be enough, maybe. And maybe if they didn't have a traumatic childhood, But younger souls, like, could Donald Trump be in all his chakras? Not in this life, that's for sure. I mean, he has no desire to work on himself. He has no sense of humility, no sense of, like, that anything could be his fault. So that's a real barrier to personal growth. If you're never willing to take responsibility for even a tiny thing. Plus he's such a giant vessel. He just channels big controlling beings. But anyway, enough about him. Yeah, the spiritual age videos, it's a set of 3 videos. Back in December of 2017, we have a historian here. You mentioned that you were going to do a past life reading for... Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't get my past life reading. Yes, you mentioned that you were going to do a past life reading for select people. Are you still going to do that? LOL. I think I did do that for a few people, and I made a video about it. But it was like, I got maybe 50 people who were like, me please. And I did it for like maybe 4 people. So I think I did do it, but it's a video of just a couple people. So you could search Janet Wright past life reading to see. Eyes Like Stars says hello, hello, hello. Yes, hello, welcome. I am an energy healer and reader and teacher, in case you don't know. And my name is Janet Wright. So hi. Okay, so I'm going to need to have my glorious complete breakfast soon. So I so love breakfast that even if it's later in the day, it's gonna be breakfast. If I haven't had my really nice breakfast, gotta have my really nice breakfast. Um, and my really nice breakfast, for those of you that even remotely care, probably be quinoa. I have like, I pre-make a bunch of quinoa so I don't have to make it. And it'll have like turmeric in it. So it's got this cool little golden color. Plus turmeric is good for you. It has goji berries in it because that's good for me too. They're like cooked into it. Um, and then I'll have 3 eggs. So I need lots of protein. And quinoa also has some protein in it. And then that's it. Butter and salt on the eggs. And oh, and I'll have little sweet potato pieces, like baked sweet potato that's already made. I'll cut that into the quinoa. So I have like salty, sweet, and a ton of protein. So, there was, I think, yeah, someone likes my good lighting comment. It's true. Because lighting has a lot I mean, that's why, like the whole celebrity worship stuff, it's so flawed because you're seeing them, well, A, most of them wear makeup and I don't wear makeup. But, in good lighting versus bad lighting, it can really affect how you look, how young you look. But I don't mind, I am a little vain, like when I chopped off all this hair, it looked, I mean, I didn't chop it off, but I like buzz cut it like a month or two ago. And it was a little more butchy than I like. Turns out, I don't mind wearing clothes that are sort of like a guy could wear it or a girl could wear it. I don't care about that, but turns out my hair, I do like it to look a little girly. But you discover that when you shave it all off, and then you're like, But adventure and learning. But part of cutting my hair off was, I mean, it's just a cool thing for me. It was a cool thing for me to do just once, just be like, because there are women in the world, in different cultures that would not be able to do it. Either maybe, because they feel like they would be looked down upon by their family members or their spouse, or they could be in some kind of danger, or professionally, it could be risky for them. So I have a lot of freedom with that. My husband's pretty open-minded. I mean, he was shocked when he first saw it, but he's over it now. So I just thought it was a nice sort of freedom thing to do at least once. When is my birthday? Yeah, I never tell people when my birthday is because I like don't like attention on me on my birthday. Because I have genetic family members that are not necessarily positive individuals that may be focusing on me on that day. So I need to just chill and keep my boundaries on that day. So I don't really celebrate a birthday, in part for that reason. I can celebrate like the month before and the month after, that whole time period, as like sort of a birthday time period, so my husband and I might do various little cute things in that time period because I feel like that's better too, because then it's not like one day that has to be good or you're gonna, like you don't build up expectations on one day, because I think a lot can happen on a given day, and why have these big lofty expectations for how that day is going to be, by making it your birthday, and building it up. So yeah, so I never say when my birthday is for that reason. Even like, if I'll have like a good friend, they don't know when my birthday is. Which triplets healing masterclass is coming up with support for chakra? Well, every one of them. Yeah, every one of them, because yeah. Yeah, there's never a one that's not supporting the first chakra because they all help people to get into as many chakras as possible. But I can, if there's, I mean, the abundance one, there's an abundance one in September. So that's going to be like a little first chakra party, that one, because first chakra is abundance, safety, and courage. But so if you can only do one in the next 2 months, then that would be it. But they all would involve for chakra work at some level. Okay. Happy to catch this Q&A live stream show. Yay. People are sharing their breakfast. That's cute. Someone says they have a bumpy head, so they can't shave their head. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really fully shave. I mean, it was short. If you look up videos from like 2 months ago, you'll see how short it got. Flower healings, yeah. People like flower healings. Yeah, I like flower. If you like, flower energy healing, there's usually I try to put them all in a playlist called, flower. So there's a playlist. If you want to see all of them together and be like, oh yeah, there's a flower healing for enthusiasm, there's a flower healing for courage, because there is. So I think I look like I'm in a cool indie band. There you go. Yes, cool indie band of one. Rocking it out here. All right, well, it may be Janet breakfast time right now. Let's see. Because I don't see. Well, okay, let's do a silly thing to close it out. So I like ending with silly, trivial stuff that everyone can participate in. In my mind, I was going to have a whole list of silly, trivial things written down so I could pick from my list, but that was yesterday when I didn't realize the angels would make me do a live stream this morning. Yeah. Well, this is a variation of one we did, I think, in one of the other live streams that happened in the last week. But it's like if you could have more of a certain quality today, and then just as you type it, just be like, yeah, I want more of this today, and just with your intention, because intention makes a big difference. Like years ago, I was not a conscious telepath, meaning I couldn't hear angels consciously. I couldn't be like, oh, an angel just told me to get the heck off your live stream and have a breakfast, which they're not saying. They're saying, yeah, and soon, but not yet, So, but anyway, when I just learned what telepathy was, and that telepathy is hearing nonverbal communication from people, from animals, from angels, from plant spirits, I was like, ooh, I want that. I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard of. I was like, are you serious? That is real. That exists. People can have that. And so I was like, okay, all right, it's on. I'm going to become a conscious telepath, And so I was just like, okay, I want to become a conscious telepath, And I just held it as an intention, And that was it. And like, not that was it. It turned on. It took 3 years after that to turn on, but I was healing myself daily, and I wasn't fixating on that goal. I would remind myself of that goal from time to time, but if you just have your spiritual goals and then you just work on your wellness, that's why it's not, just do healthy stuff. It'll keep you moving forward, and then eventually, that'll open up. So yeah, so we'll do a micro version of that, like just in like today. What quality, or maybe in the next week, like what quality would you like a little bit more of for the next week? And it could be a phrase, it could be a one word, but just some spiritual kind of a thing that you want to try to work in, or wellness thing that you want to try to work in more in the next week. And so after you type it or before you type it, just kind of be like, yeah, my intention is to grow this in myself just a little bit in the next week, and just understand that they're baby steps. So don't, freak out if it doesn't happen right away. So I'm going to write mine. Yeah, so I wrote self-love and enthusiasm, which is fourth chakra. So I want to work on that a little more in the next week. I want to have more of that. And someone else said enthusiasm. More compassionate understanding towards other people. I want to understand that it's not personal. If someone needs space, it's not because I did something wrong. Yeah. Everyone needs their space. Self-kindness, love, patience, and trusting guidance. So while I'm waiting to see other responses, like there is a self-acceptance meditation recording on my website, self-acceptance. So if you want to work self-love, maybe that could be nice. Also, enthusiasm flower healing. There's a video, enthusiasm flower healing. You could search Janet Wright, enthusiasm flower healing. Non-resistance. Well, yeah, you have a whole triplet set of videos that are recent on non-resistance. You could rock that. I don't know. You guys are probably, I wonder if I'm slow to get the responses. But they're only 14 watching now because some people don't have all day to be on a spontaneous chat with me. All right, well, maybe I'll just wrap up then because I'm not getting more responses yet. That's my cat Bambi making some drama, knocking things down. Because why not? Discipline to be in first chakra, haha. Yeah, it's not discipline. Just, a little nurturing, a little clearing. It takes time, you can't like force yourself to be there. You can't be like, get there, come on. It takes time, baby steps. But that video, getting to second and first chakras, is nice. Also, flower healing for courage. There is a flower healing video for courage, which is first chakra. Less judgment, more able to see what others are experiencing. Yeah. Empathy. All right. Well, it's a good time to end. So we can end this kind of how we end a lot of group healings. We can just say, ask your angels for a blessing and a healing. And you just do that with your mind. It's super easy. You just say, angels, can you please give me a blessing and a healing? And then, if you want, you can add, maybe Archangel Metatron. He seems like he's volunteering. So you can also say, Archangel Metatron, can I have a blessing and a healing? And then just, as you ask those two things, just kind of relax and let yourself receive the healing and blessing from your angels and from Archangel Metatron. Maybe some deep breaths to help you relax about it. All right, cool. So thanks so much for listening. And I hope you don't forget the news that was announced at the start of this thing, which was just that all the group healings will be live streamed now, and they'll all be at the same start time each time. So you can, maybe watch if you want, or watch later as a saved video. And the punchline too, I forgot to say. So what that means for triplet videos is probably there will be no edited videos that I make, because I used to spend literally days making these edited videos for the triplet sets. And I would still make a video if there was some legendary thing that I felt that needed to be spotlighted in its own video, like Gold Energy or Buffer Zones was, for example. But the angels seem to say that, until then, until that, one of those blockbuster kind of techniques comes along, they'll just be the live streams of the 3 triplet healings in the set, and those save automatically to video. So you have the option of watching live. You can watch later as a walkthrough, which they're kind of fun to use as a walkthrough. And then those will be the videos for the set. So you'll have them like right away. You know, after the Friday healing, you could watch live stream, or you could immediately watch it after, because YouTube will have it as a saved video, and you can just walk through. So there'll be no more like waiting and waiting. You know, 2 days, 4 days until I, you know, get the videos ready. You know, after Sunday's healing will be live streamed, and then right after that healing, you know, maybe it takes an hour for YouTube to process the video, but then it's available as a saved video. Same thing with the Tuesday healing. So you'll get 3 live stream experiences and or saved videos, whichever you prefer, you know. And then of course the healing masterclass the July one already happened, and it was an hour long. And so there's this really epic and cool walkthrough video that is now saved from that. So hope that makes sense. Yeah, have a giant breakfast. I will. Thank you for coming closer to us via live streams. Yeah, the angels are helping me with boundaries a little bit, like the archangels and stuff. Just to, because sometimes, you know, if you're interested in what somebody's saying, you kind of move into their head a little bit, but the angels have a nice little gold wall up, you know, so it's less of a deal, so I can just relax and talk to you guys. Which, yeah, I'm enjoying. So, and thanks for your little comments and stuff. It's cute. And thanks for the questions. It's fun. And also hi to everybody watching later as a saved video. You guys are cool too. Okay, take care, you guys. I'm going to go have the best breakfast ever in the history of all mankind. If I can figure out, I got to go into my streaming software to turn it off. Hey, bye. Oh, and I guess, yeah, go to my website. There are only like, I don't know, you know, 24 spots left. Yeah, there are only like maybe 24 spots left for the August 2nd triplet set. And it'll be the first ever live stream triplet set. So if you want to be a part of it, TikTok. And my website is janetwrightreadings.com. Bye.